David used to type like the wind, 120 words per minute, fingers flying across the keyboard in a blur. Code was his language, and he spoke it fluently. But one night, an electrical fire turned his apartment into an inferno. When he woke up in the hospital, bandages covered his hands, and the doctors delivered a crushing verdict. Third-degree burns, severe nerve damage. You'll be lucky to type at all again. For a programmer, it was a death sentence. The long road back to the keyboard. At first, David could barely hold a spoon, let alone a mouse. His hands, once his greatest tools, were now stiff, scarred, and barely functional. He spent months in physical therapy, grinding through excruciating exercises just to wiggle a finger. When he finally sat in front of his computer again, reality hit hard. Typing a single line of code took minutes. His old projects, once alive with possibility, now felt like relics of a past life. He wanted to quit, but then his sister, a nurse, said something that stuck. You don't need 10 fingers to think like a programmer. You just need one good idea. David refused to let his body dictate his future. If he couldn't type like before, he'd find another way. He became obsessed with efficiency, hacking his own workflow to fit his new reality. He remapped his entire IDE to single-key shortcuts, turning complex commands into one-stroke actions. He taught himself voice coding, training software to recognize his mumbled syntax. He built eye-tracking scripts that predicted his next lines of code before he even typed them. Then came his breakthrough, Blinkboard, an app that allowed users to code using only their eye movements. Each blink registered as a keystroke. Each pause became a line break. Suddenly, David wasn't just coding again. He was pioneering a new way for disabled developers to work. Last year, a major tech company acquired Blinkboard for 7 figures. At the signing meeting, their CTO shook David's hand, the same hand doctors said would never function properly again, and said, "You built something none of our able-bodied engineers ever imagined. You didn't just solve your own problem, you solved ours too." David's limitations had forced him to think differently, and in doing so, he discovered a truth most coders never learn. The best programmers aren't the ones with the fastest fingers. They're the ones with the most relentless minds. Today, David mentors other disabled developers, teaching them to see their constraints not as barriers, but as catalysts for innovation. His story isn't just about overcoming adversity, it's about redefining what's possible, because in the end, the fire didn't destroy his future. It forged a new one.